Hey, what's good, everybody? Welcome to the video. This time is of Dark Knight Kiba from Garo. I cannot remember which side story it was from, but I know Dark Knight Kiba kicks a whole lot of ass. So, here we are with this bad boy. Now, gotta honestly say, even if you don't watch Garo, you gotta say design-wise, this guy is utterly beautiful. Same with Garo. So, we're gonna jump into that and let's talk about it because this guy is cool as hell. Listen, if you don't know, now you know. This guy's cool. And he even has the evil third eye on top of his skull, which I think is so cool because it's one of those things where you just like, well, what the hell? It's just, everything about this guy just screams really cool bad guy. And it's dope. You can't deny just how dope it is. But yeah, without spoiling anything, without getting into it, this guy is a total badass. So anyway, let's jump into the actual review. We have a really cool armored knight. This guy is called the Dark Knight, which has nothing to do with Batman the Dark Knight. And this Dark Knights are bad guys. These are guys who have succumbed to their darkness and have stuck to the bad side of this story. So let's leave it at that. And we have this crazy, grotesque armor which grows as you become more evil. So let's leave it at that and talk about all the coolness. Now, this guy, design-wise, is just, it's so cool because they kept a lot of range of motion, trying not to sacrifice too much from him. And that's why I'm actually going to raise it up, because I want to start from the top up. So as you can see, our head can still look up with his range, even though he's taller than most of our characters that we'll be dealing with. And we still get a very nice range of motion here. Even these parts that are delicate are welded so well that it's not easily breakable, thankfully. Articulation wise, we have our plastic cape, which is the only bummer about this, but they've made it so that it is removable. So that's what I'm going to do right now. I'm actually going to remove his plastic cape, which you see here. And you can see they didn't skimp out on any design on the backhand side of him. So it's one of those things where you can still be cool with or without his cape. As we went over the head movement, so now we're going to go over the shoulder parts. As you can see with the shoulders, they are attached to the arms and not actually the body. So when you lift up, this is where you're going to lose your range because you can't go too far over. But as you shift it down, you actually get a bunch more range to raise higher. You still have your bicep swivel and your arms are still double jointed. But his armor is going to get in the way, just like on Garo, so that way you won't be able to get that full range that you want. But there is a joint that allows you to get that nice range of movement here. Our upper torso, we actually get a really excellent front curvature for the ab crunch. So you can actually twist to the side and go far forward. As you can see here, lots of range going forward as well too. And going backwards, we don't get much, but that lower swivel is what's going to save you and allow you to get a lot more of that front range. So when you're doing sword slash attacks or anything that allows a lot of ab movement, you'll actually get a lot of range there. So that's really nice. That coupled with the nice neck range, you'll actually have a lot of good things going for you. The waist is actually pretty nice as it stays in place. It doesn't move around. So for those of you that hate that kind of thing, you have nothing to worry about. And our leg can go all the way forward, but you're going to suffer a little bit of articulation in the front, because if you wanted to go straight up through the front, this leg armor that actually rises up on the side is going to cause you to lose a bit of range forward. As you can see, if I tilt it to the side, I can go all the way up, but when faced completely forward, this is about as far as you get. Our legs are double jointed, but because of the leg armor, this is only about as far as you'll get. We actually have tilting in articulation on the ankles. It tilts a little outward as well too. We do have full forward and backwards, and we do have toe pivot as well. So we have all that good jazz. And all that coupled with just the look on this guy, which most of the time you'll be spinning beating up the good guys, obviously. You don't have to worry about too much of the crazy articulation. Again, the head sculpt is one of my favorite things about this because it looks so good. And I don't know if you guys can notice this, but he has that crazy third eye. The detail in the mouth is really, really nice. Just the head sculpt overall in this guy is just so good. One more thing, if you want to get that better range going forward on the head, you're gonna have to tilt it right under. And it's gonna be a little difficult at first, but you'll get it to go under if you want a little bit of range going forward. If you go over, it's gonna stop the head from looking up completely. So keep that in mind. One more thing that I do wanna talk about, and it's very, very important, is that this guy has a lot of sharp parts. They are very pointy, especially here on the elbow guards. And trust me, they will hurt you. As you can see here, there's a blood clot right there in my finger. Stabby, stabby, pointy, pointy. I hurt myself. So now you know. As you see here, when you're crunched all the way over, there'll be a little gap here. But again, closed up really easy by just bending him backwards in the right place. But I'm gonna leave him posed up, looking pretty cool. Oh, one more thing. The articulation on the hand is that of your standard SHF. So you get the full peg rotation without any issues whatsoever. And yeah, Kiba is nice. He's bigger than your standard characters, but still smaller than a lot of other lines, as the Japanese 112 scale is different from that of the American 112 scale. But overall, Kiba is dope. Poses really great, looks really good. I think the only drawback is, unlike Garo, he does not get a cloth cape. He got a plastic one. It is layered very nicely. As you can see, it's tattered in versions that kind of go across. But again, I would have preferred a cloth one, but super happy still. All right, so accessories, Kiba doesn't come with a lot, but he comes with everything you kind of see him with, which is really good. So, especially for a guy who didn't get that many appearances, you get weapon holding hands. These can hold Kiba's weapons, right? And I'll get into the weapons in a second. Then you have your standard open palm hands. You can actually use these for choking out your opponent or just looking really good as you walk. And then we have the action holding hands. These are used to super duper choke out your opponent. And again, more pointy, pointy, stabby, stabby, hurt, hurt. So for those of you that can't comprehend, be careful, get hurt, I put it in boohoo ways for you to understand. These are going to be your action choke palms or just your action hands in general. And these are really dope. Now, his sword's so damn nice. Look at this. Look at this blade. For those of you that collect Mythic Legions, a lot of you are going to say this looks like the Aether Blade, but Garo's been around before that, so this is really nice. And again, this is where the sword holding hand comes in, and it looks really good. And because the plastic is soft on the hand, you don't have to worry about breaking anything. Kind of just can just rock that in real good. It looks really nice. And then we have his Halbert, which in the box it comes in two pieces. You'll have the extending pole part, and then you'll have the blade axe part, and you have a nice little metal chain attached to it. But I took it apart so you guys can see it does come from in the box unattached to each other. When you plug it in, it really locks in, so be careful. We even have the design here. It looks really, really dope. I really like how this came out. So you can either use his halberd, or you can use a sword. There are options. So Kiba came out absolutely stunning. I mean, I can't front. Everything about it is something I truly do enjoy, and it came out really nice. And I was just surprised, like, how close to it they really stuck. Again, the only thing that's really missing are some really cool flame effects. Would have been nice. Or some purple aura effects, or purple flames. Any of those things would have been nice, but we didn't get that. And a cloth cape. So I can't really complain too much, but otherwise we got a really good figure here. Real quick, what I am going to do, though, is I'm going to stand him straight up, because I'm going to get this. Oh, one more thing. You can actually do the drop down method. Almost forgot to mention that. This actually lets you get a little bit more range going forward. I totally forgot about that until just now. So my bad, y'all. Yeah. So real quick, I'm going to stand him up, make him look cool, because what we're going to do is we're going to jump into size comparisons. So I'm going to size up Kiba to look really good next to his counterparts as well as other stuff. So yeah, let's get it rocking, right? Let's get it rocking. All right, y'all. First thing that I want to do is I want to get Kiba lined up with Zero and Garo so you can see what these guys look like next to Kiba. So here is Zero. Here's Garo. And even as I sit down and do it this way, you can see that these guys are significantly smaller than him. He's almost standing a horn a little bit higher. He has more girth than them as well. But they still look pretty good next to him, which I like. They're supposed to be smaller than him because this guy has like been killing horrors and absorbing all that energy. So it's one of those things where, you know, it kind of shows why this guy is stronger than them. But, you know, when you guys watch it, you'll definitely see where this goes. And I'm so excited. So that's Kiba next to the Garo people. So next up, I want to do some other supernatural stuff before I jump in to stuff, which I think that will fit in if you're going to mix your universes. If you're not one of those purists. And like me, you like to mix universes. Here he is with a 1000 Toys Hellboy. While he is smaller, he does fit in the reins of just looking cool along that line. He can even be a boss for Dante with 1000 Toys Dante. So as you can see here, he definitely works in scale with other toy lines, looking really, really cool. So that's also a lot of fun. As I take these guys away, let's compare him to some other stuff. Oh yeah, one more. Let's connect him to Mythic Legions. So he scales pretty well with Mythic Legions. So if you want him to be a bad guy fighting other bad guys or even good guys, that's how he'll look. And then just in case, here he's like with an ogre. And I've bent this ogre over to hunch over. And as you see, he barely fits in, but you can still see he fits in with the whole look and aesthetic of these guys, which is pretty dope. Next up, we're gonna jump into normal stuff. Well, I guess normal for me, right? And here we are with an Articulated Icons Ninja. So just in case you wanted to be a crazy dude in wolf armor, here he is with some ninjas, right? Here we are with a 6-inch Marvel Legends Spider-Man. Here we are with a Mezco Me on a Gomez body, right? Here we are with a Lightning Collection Gold Ranger. So that's the look. As you can see, he's not bigger than like too many of the people, but he does scale pretty well as a bad guy. You can even use this guy as your for those of you that do Power Rangers but don't do Garo or other tokusatsu, use him as your quote-unquote evil Goldar, right? He could be a dark version of Goldar, Goldar's brother. However you guys want to make it happen, but it's your work, you know, your universe, let it rock, right? Here we are with an SHF Kamen Rider Cougar. So you can see that he does tower over other SHF with no problem. Here he is with a 1000 Toy Synthetic Human. Yeah, I think that's pretty much all of it that I can think of right now that you can think of you would want him with, right? So all in all, it's an excellent piece. He was exclusive, unfortunately, and the Garo stuff is already expensive to begin with. But if you love this kind of stuff, you just want to try something new, I think you'll definitely get your money worth with this guy, depending on how you feel about just trying out cool new stuff. But if it's not for you and you just want to admire from afar, you have this review as well as other people who are going to review Kiba as well too. You can always just watch the video and just enjoy that way, right? So all in all, I hope you guys enjoyed. I hope you found it informative. And as always, guys, please be good, do good, drink your water. Later.